Hi, passionate Rangers FC fans. Welcome to Rangers Update, your dedicated source for all things Rangers. Before we dive in, we want to express our gratitude for your unwavering support. If you bleed blue, don't forget to subscribe, smash that like button, and let's strengthen our community. Now, let's get into the latest updates. A hearty welcome to our new followers. Your backing means the world to us. WATP, let's get to the news. There's a storm brewing in the blue half of Glasgow, and it's not the kind that passes quickly with a bit of drizzle and wind. This one's got real thunder in it. The Ibrox faithful are up in arms, and it all circles around one man, Russell Martin, the Rangers manager, and his shocking decision to bench Jack Butland. Now, if you followed the club even a wee bit over the last season, you'll know Butland's been nothing short of a rock between the sticks, commanding, vocal, and steady when chaos hit the backline. But for reasons that have left fans scratching their heads and shouting at their screens, Martin's opted to keep him out of the starting 11. It's not just a tactical choice anymore. It feels like something deeper, something personal perhaps, a clash behind the scenes that's spilled into the public eye. The fans, who've chanted Butland's name since his arrival, can't wrap their heads around it. They've seen him save points, save pride, even save matches the team had no business staying in. To them, this isn't just a decision. It's an insult, and one that's hitting the heart of what it means to play for Rangers. Now, the mood at Ibrox has turned from supportive to suspicious, and you can feel the tension in every pub, every street corner where the conversation drifts to football. There's a growing sense that Martin's lost touch with the soul of the team, that he's trying too hard to stamp his authority without respecting the players who've earned their stripes. Jack Butland isn't just another goalkeeper. He's a leader, the kind of professional who commands respect in the dressing room and on the pitch. And that's why this whole situation feels off. People are whispering about training ground fallouts, disagreements over tactics, or even personal clashes. Whatever it is, the optics are terrible. The fans feel blindsided. They don't want experiments. They want their trusted number one in goal, the man who's given them confidence game after game. And when Rangers fans lose faith, it spreads like wildfire. The chants have shifted from celebration to frustration, and you can bet Martin's feeling that heat every time he steps out for a press conference. Some say this is all part of a bigger picture, that Russell Martin wants to reshape Rangers in his image, a more possession-heavy, modern brand of football that doesn't rely on the old guard. Maybe Butland doesn't fit that vision. Maybe it's as simple as a difference in style. But tell that to supporters who grew up on grit and passion, not passing triangles in their own box. To them, Butland represents reliability, a throwback to when Rangers had warriors on the pitch, not just athletes following diagrams on a whiteboard. Every fan you talk to seems to have a theory. Some claim Butland questioned Martin's methods. Others insist it's about contracts or bonuses. But in the end, perception is everything, and right now, the perception is that the manager's picking fights he can't win. You can sense it, the discontent rumbling like an oncoming storm, fans starting to question whether Martin truly understands what it means to lead Rangers. What's worse is that even the dressing room doesn't look unified anymore. You see it in the body language, in the way players hesitate when the camera pans across the bench. The chemistry feels off. Normally, Butland's the one barking orders, pulling the defense together, keeping everyone switched on. Without him, there's a strange quietness, a hesitation, as if the team's lost a heartbeat. Some insiders are whispering that Martin's decision wasn't just about tactics, but about power, about sending a message that no player, no matter how respected, is untouchable. That kind of managerial statement might work elsewhere, but in Glasgow, where every decision is magnified, it's a dangerous game to play. The supporters expect transparency, loyalty, and above all, results. And when results don't follow, every choice gets questioned twice over. Right now, the spotlight's on Martin, and it's not flattering. Even the media's jumped in, fueling the speculation with headlines that sound more like soap opera scripts than football updates. Butland betrayed, Martin's madness, crisis at Ibrox, it's everywhere. And the fans are lapping it up, dissecting every word, every training photo, every vague Instagram post from the players. This isn't just a football story anymore. It's become part of the culture, a saga that everyone's got an opinion on. Some pundits have tried to calm things down, saying it's all temporary, that Martin's got a plan. But the supporters aren't buying it. They've seen too many false dawns. They want stability, and right now, that means Butland back between the posts. Anything less feels like betrayal. It's no longer about football logic. It's about pride, identity, and the feeling that the people in charge might not get what this club truly stands for. And that's where it all hits hardest. Because for Rangers fans, loyalty is sacred. You don't turn your back on a player who's given everything, who's kept the team alive in tough times. The club's built on history, on unity, on players who wear that badge like armor. When someone like Butland gets sidelined without a clear reason, it feels like more than a managerial call. It feels like a break in trust. The murmurs are turning into roars, the kind that shake foundations. You can already imagine the scenes if results don't pick up soon. The chants echoing through Ibrox, banners calling for answers, pundits circling like vultures. Russell Martin might have thought he was making a bold move, but boldness without clarity can turn into chaos. And right now, the chaos is building, one frustrated supporter at a time. There's talk that Jack Butland himself is keeping quiet on purpose, trying not to add fuel to the fire, but that silence speaks louder than any interview ever could. Normally, he's confident, articulate, the kind of professional who fronts up after wins and losses alike. But now, nothing. No words, no reactions, just that familiar calm face during warm-ups, even as fans chant his name from the stands. Some interpret that as class, a man who refuses to stir the pot, but others see it as sadness, as if he's been forced into a corner by decisions beyond his control. It's a delicate situation because Butland's not just another player passing through. He's become part of the Rangers' identity. To see him treated like a backup after all he's done feels like a slap in the face. And if you ask the supporters, they'll tell you, when loyalty's questioned, that's when the true colors of the club show. Russell Martin, for his part, keeps insisting it's a tactical decision, which has become football's favorite get-out-of-jail phrase. But no one's buying it, not when you've got one of the best keepers in Scotland sitting on the bench. If it were truly about tactics, you'd expect some kind of visible plan paying off on the pitch, but that's not happening. The team's leaking goals, the defense looks uncertain, and morale seems to have taken a hit. It's like taking the spine out of a team that already needed strength. Some insiders even whisper that senior players are starting to lose faith, quietly questioning what's going on. And once that seed of doubt's planted, it spreads fast. Martin might have wanted control, but what he's got now is tension, and tension in Glasgow football can turn poisonous overnight. Fans forgive losses faster than they forgive disrespect to players they love. The atmosphere at Ibrox lately tells its own story. You can feel it in the way the crowd reacts when the substitute board goes up and Butland's name stays off it. There's a murmur, a collective groan, sometimes even a shout or two of frustration that the cameras can't quite drown out. The banners are starting to appear, subtle at first, just a few words painted across fabric, but the message is loud and clear: play Butland. It's a demand now, not a suggestion. Social media's exploded with debates, fans arguing into the early hours, dissecting every hint from training photos, every word from Martin's pressers. Even former players are getting involved, dropping cryptic comments about respect and trust. It's messy, emotional, and pure Scottish football at its most dramatic. You couldn't script it better if you tried. Behind the scenes, you can bet the board's feeling the heat too. Rangers is a club that thrives on unity between the stands, the pitch, and the office, but when one side turns sour, the whole structure starts to creak. The hierarchy can't afford to let the situation spiral, not when they're trying to rebuild confidence after seasons of ups and downs. Martin's reputation's on the line, sure, but so's the club's image. If they mishandle this, they risk alienating the very supporters who make Ibrox the fortress it is. Whispers are starting that higher-ups might step in if things don't settle soon, perhaps to smooth things over or clarify the situation. But clarification won't heal bruised pride, and it certainly won't erase the feeling that something deeper's gone wrong behind closed doors. Still, there's a strange kind of hope among the chaos. Football's funny like that. One good result, one heroic save, and suddenly everything feels lighter again. The fans want to believe this will blow over, that Butland will be back in goal where he belongs, that Martin will realize you can't outthink the heart of the club. Maybe it's all part of the growing pains of a new era, a test of patience and identity. But you get the sense that this moment, this standoff, could define the manager's tenure. When the fan's back, and he's got breathing space, keep pushing Butland aside, and he might find himself the one on the chopping block sooner than he thinks. It's a gamble, and in Glasgow, gambles rarely end quietly. As it stands, the only certainty is uncertainty. The Rangers supporters are watching every move, every lineup, every comment with eagle eyes. They don't forget, and they don't forgive easily. For now, the blue half of the city buzzes with rumors, theories, and that unmistakable sense of drama that only Scottish football can deliver. Butland's future feels like a symbol, not just of one player's career, but of where this team's heading under Russell Martin. Is it unity or ego? Trust or tension? The next few weeks will tell, but one thing's for sure. Ibrox doesn't stay silent for long. And when it speaks, everyone listens. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to get all the exclusive news about Rangers FC. Don't overlook any details about your beloved team. It's crucial for Rangers FC fans. It's wild to think how quickly things can turn in football, especially in a city like Glasgow where emotions run as deep as the River Clyde. Just a few weeks ago, Russell Martin was being praised for his calmness, his modern ideas, his so-called fresh approach to Rangers style. Now, he's under siege from his own supporters, facing questions about whether he really understands the fabric of this club. That's the thing about Rangers. It's not just about tactics or data. It's about belonging, about fighting for that badge as if it's a matter of pride and legacy. And Jack Butland? He embodied that spirit. Every fingertip save, every commanding shout from the back. It wasn't just goalkeeping. It was leadership. To take that away feels like removing a piece of Rangers' soul. Fans don't see a tactical shift. They see a betrayal of identity. And when the identity of a club like Rangers is at stake, it's never just a football decision anymore. It's war between tradition and change. The rumor mill keeps spinning faster by the day, with some insiders claiming that Butland could even consider his future if things don't change soon. Imagine that, losing one of your most consistent performers not because of injury or form, but because of managerial pride. It's the kind of situation that can break a dressing room in half. Players start choosing sides, whispers turn into arguments, and suddenly the atmosphere becomes toxic. You can feel that unease trickling through the fanbase too, every bit of gossip amplified by social media until it feels like the entire city's buzzing with speculation. Some say Martin's just trying to prove a point, that he wants to show no one is bigger than the club. But here's the irony. By doing that, he might actually be putting the club's harmony at risk. And at Rangers, where unity is everything, that's a dangerous line to cross. Still, there's this undeniable sense that something's got to give. Either Martin swallows his pride and brings Butland back into the fold, or the tension will eventually explode into something far uglier. Because you can't keep a fan base like Rangers in the dark for long. They demand answers, and they won't rest until they get them. The next match day could be decisive. One roar from the crowd, one chant for Butland that drowns out everything else, and the message will be clear. The people have spoken. This isn't just football anymore. It's a statement about what Rangers stands for: loyalty, fight, and the belief that no one man, not even the manager, is bigger than the badge. Whether Martin listens or not will define his legacy in Glasgow. But one thing's for sure, the Butland saga isn't over. In fact, it feels like it's only just begun. Greetings, fans. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, as it's greatly appreciated by Rangers FC. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments section below. Until the next video, stay tuned.